I think we are obsessed with the copycat culture in general. We think that because somebody like me that fits the mold that is me has succeeded elsewhere, that I really just have to copy, paste, rinse, and repeat. And it just doesn't work that way. My advice really has to be understand cultural context. Without cultural context, there is zero validity of any lessons you could learn from anywhere else. I think the Middle East, specifically the UAE, is quite unique in both its opportunities, but also the challenges that come with being in a region that is under 50 years old, has made a mark on the global economy. Number two is resilience. And I think because we're in such an untested market, and I can say that, we're a frontier market, we're not the developed world. We are a long way from becoming the developed world, but we behave like we are and we operate like we are, and we're going to get there. Number three is resilience. Number four is resilience. And number five is the ability to tell a grand story. If you're unable to tell the stories to inspire your employees, your partners, your parents, your siblings, your children, the leadership of a nation, it is a practical impossibility that you're going to be able to tell yourself the story, which is the most important story that we ever tell ourselves, to be able to go and get up and do what you need to do. Once you're able to inspire people, so storytelling happens right at the very beginning, you need to switch right into resilience mode, because the only thing inevitable about a business plan is that it's going to be wrong. That's why we call it a plan. And therefore, when it fails, you have to be ready with the grit to be resilient and get up and do it again. And here's where the finer details start to emerge. If it doesn't hurt, it's merely an inconvenience. And I think it's going to have to hurt for it to matter. But if it knocks you down, it's exactly when you know this is something worth pursuing. That leads to resilience. The third kind of failure is that is completely internal, where you may have succeeded by metrics that are visible to the world, but you have not succeeded in what you set out to do for yourself. And this kind of failure is perhaps the hardest to get up from. And that takes resilience. And the last piece that takes resilience is the fact that you do not have to be emotionally invested in what it is that you're doing. Because I am not here to prove what I'm good at. I'm here to go and draw a line between an opportunity and a challenge. And that may change. You're going to have to be able to pivot. And when you do, it could be drastically different. But what remains are passion and purpose. And passion and purpose are two very different things. People tend to think that you go and discover your purpose. You go on this trip, you go to an ashram, you take a vow of silence, and you go discover your purpose. That's not true. The only thing you can discover is your passion, and most people mistake passion for purpose. Purpose, on the other hand, is always within you. You just have to find a way to reconnect with it. And that happens when you start to live your life with passion, and purpose is inevitable.